Hello guys, CyberScythe here, back again with another Battlefield 6 open beta video for you all today. Today I'm going to be playing week 2 of the open beta, which ran from August 14th to August 17th. As of when I'm uploading this video, it's now over, but hopefully some of you guys got to play. So over in this video, I'm going to be going over some of the good things about on the beta and some of the bad things and kind of my overall consensus of whether or not I would personally pay $70 for the game because that's how much it costs. So right now what you're watching me play is Team Deathmatch or Squad Deathmatch. It's one of the new game modes. So in weekend 2, basically everything from weekend 1 was added, including Squad Deathmatch and Rush. And in this video I'm going to be playing both of those game modes so you guys kind of see what's going on. So right now I'm playing the Assault class. It's like my bread and butter really. I'm pretty good at, I believe I'm pretty, I'm best at Assault. So that's what I'm going to be playing for most of this game. I kind of switch it up though. We're going to play a bit of support in the next game. So you guys kind of get a feel for everything. But I would just want to let's start out with the good and then we can start moving into what the game needs to improve on. And so I believe that the reason why this game is so good and why it's so popular is the sense of realism you kind of get from the game and the identity that Battlefield 6 has. Because when you think of Battlefield 6, or if you told me what do I think of when I think of Battlefield 6, first thoughts are it's chaotic, it's a lot, it's just pure chaos, pretty much. And you're kind of going to see that throughout the entire game. And I think it makes it special in the sense that it's a game where it's not focused on just kills and how much you can play by yourself, but rather a game of teamwork and how you can play a game without getting a single kill and you can still have fun because you can just revive people or you support people or you can blow up tanks, something crazy, you know? Stuff like that kind of gives it its own sense of identity instead of a game like Call of Duty um, or other first person shooters where you're kind of you're on a team, but you're just fending for yourself, really. You don't really, there's no reviving, there's no, like supporting each other. You're kind of just fending for yourselves. So I think this game does a really great job of actually feeling like you're on a team. Now, that doesn't mean that your teammates are going to cooperate necessarily because you're going to see throughout this video there are many times where my teammates just leave me to die. And that's fine. I mean, like you're not obligated to, right? But it kind of gives a sense of like how past first person shooter games have made an impact on player bases where people think that, like reviving someone isn't worth it or it's a waste of time. So, and I touched on this in the first video where I said that having revives in a game like Squad Deathmatch doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and you're going to see that I think I get revived maybe once or twice throughout the entire game because there's really not much of a point to it. So I definitely think there's a balance to for revives in the game. I would probably say that you should only have it in certain game modes like Conquest or like really long games, but like stuff like this where you know people aren't even like looking to revive you. I mean, it's kind of a waste of time, honestly. You're just kind of spent there bleeding out while your teammates are fighting. But regardless, I think Battlefield 6, in the 2 weekends it's been out, it's done a really great job of giving itself identity and kind of showing like the past Battlefield games where it's just chaotic, so much is happening, but it's war. Like you actually feel like you're in a war. So I feel like it does a really superb job of that. And so I also believe that it's pretty balanced, I would say. I would say like I feel like there's not one kit that does better than all the others, obviously, and there's a big sniper problem. If you've seen like on maps where you have it's big open world maps, you have a lot of snipers, and that can be a little annoying, but I definitely feel like the developers at EA made a good, like, balanced game with Battlefield. And, I definitely think that it's more enjoyable with friends too. So if you have friends and you play, it makes it a whole lot better because what you can do is you have squads. that you can join on. So you can join in on your friend, you can fight together. Pretty fun stuff. So EA definitely did a good job of that during the open beta. Now, for squad deathmatch, basically it's just first to 50 kills. So it does, it's just basic. It definitely gives me more of a Call of Duty-esque vibe instead of like a Battlefield. It definitely reminded me more of Call of Duty, where everyone's just kind of like going crazy, just trying to find kills, and everyone else does not matter. So I definitely think this was probably my least favorite game mode out of everything, because I just like Call of Duty just isn't my favorite game when it comes to like actually like playing as a team, or working together. So I would say this is probably my least favorite game mode of them all, but regardless, it's still pretty fun. I had a good time. I definitely, one more thing I'll touch on is like as I was talking about realism, is the destruction in this game. So pretty much all these houses you're seeing can be destroyed, walls can be destroyed. Um, Literally, I've had games where buildings have fallen on me. Okay, so definitely like just crazy stuff. Like I died from debris just raining on me because someone RPG'd a house. So it's just insane, just craziness. But it's it just adds to it. It makes it a much more immersive game. But we're gonna go kind of into what I think the game needs to improve on before its October release date. And right now, I would think it's just exploits. I feel like one of the main things this game needs to improve on is how bad people exploit bugs in the game. So, for example, in Conquest, there's a lot of exploits where you can get, literally, you can get a vehicle or a tank into a room through exploiting. So you can literally have a tank in the like in on the roof of a building, and people you can't do anything against it. You're just gonna die. So I definitely, it's a really fun game, but its drawback is that exploits totally ruin it, and it makes it so much like so lame. So that's something definitely EA is gonna have to touch on. If you were paying attention earlier in the video, during squad deathmatch, you saw that if I aimed, my entire like scope turned blue. That's another bug that they need to fix that I've been encountering a lot recently. So just like things like that, just to make it more balanced and fair for everyone. I know their anti-cheat is doing a good job of detecting cheaters, so it's a good start. It's just bugs like that in the actual game. And so here, in this game mode, we're playing Rush. So it's the other game mode that was added this week. And basically, it's kind of like a search and destroy-esque game mode where you have two objectives. You have attackers, defenders. Defenders don't want you to arm um, the sites with explosives because you want to destroy them as the attacker. So it's basically just the back and forth of that. And it's basically multiple levels of doing this until you beat all the levels, which means the attackers win. Or if you run out of lives, which you'll see in the top, um, the defenders win. So it's a pretty cool game mode. I feel like this is one of my more favorite game modes overall. As you'll see, I'm playing support in this. So basically what support does is you have defibrillators, so you can do instant revives of people. You also have a barricade and ammunition, so you can basically supply people with ammunition and gadgets, and then you can also go into the battle, revive them. You have an SMG or an LMG to suppress whatever you need to do, support your team. So this is what I mean when I said that you don't need to get a single kill to have fun in this game. You can literally just run around reviving your teammates, doing whatever, just going crazy. And as you just saw there, that building exploded on me, so I kind of died. So it was just like that, the destruction of it adds to the immersiveness. Pretty fun game, but Rush is definitely a great game mode. I would say that it's pretty balanced game. But like I said, there are gonna be times where people don't revive you, and like it sucks because it's like okay, you're just choosing to like be a jerk, but it happens. And then you also there's another pet peeve I would say mine is that like this isn't even the game. This is just a player base, but where people just give up immediately and die instead of you letting, even though you're right there behind them to revive them. So you go into open fire, going to revive someone, and you just die, and so you just like put yourself in danger for no reason. But that's just a personal pet peeve of mine. But regardless, I think these game modes like there are no vehicles in this, so the only game modes that really have vehicles are is Conquest and the really large open maps, which I think is a good idea. I think it kind of takes away from some of the classes like engineer though, because engineer's sole purpose is literally to repair vehicles. So if you don't have like vehicles, what's the point? So stuff like that is kind of annoying, but I mean, you kind of understand. Um, you can still play like and be a contributing member to your team, so it's not a big issue. But yeah, so overall, would I say that I'd buy the game? I'm not gonna lie, it's too early to tell. I know this is kind of a cop-out answer because I kind of like built up to it, but I don't believe that the game um is proven at $70 yet. Um, because you kind of need to see what the full release is going to look like. Because there's going to be changes made between August and October. That's 2 months. It's going to be a lot of changes potentially, and that can either make or break the game. Because let's say you pre-order the game $70, but there are way more bugs and like the game is just unplayable. Well, congratulations, you're out $70. So I know that there were talks about the game having an open world building. So basically, players can build worlds for other players to play on. So kind of similar to Halo back in the day. So I think if they can implement that and do it effectively, I have no doubt that I'm gonna be buying the game. Like I said, it has so much potential and it's been such a fun game, especially with friends, that I think it should be kind of the de facto standard for what a FPS shooter or FPS should be nowadays, just because like I feel like so many games nowadays are just focused on the individual and not actual teamwork and the objective. So I like that the game like focuses so much on the objective to where like okay, you can get 100 kills in a game, but if you didn't win, but you didn't contribute to the objective, so you really didn't do much. So I am a big fan of that and that it actually rewards players for actually playing the game mode instead of just going off on their own and trying to kill as many people as possible. But yeah, so I hope you guys liked my take on this. I think that people should not pre-order it yet. I feel like pre-ordering an EA game is like jinxing it, okay? Because there's so much potential for this game. But if EA messes it up, then it's just gonna be tragic. Oh man, yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed my take on, I guess, Battlefield 6 open beta. I'm definitely gonna miss it. It's been fun to play every day. It's been pretty addicting. I got to level 20, which is the max level you can get in the beta. Really early. Um, so not really early. I just got it today, but I've been playing a lot, so it's been rewarding. It's a fun game. Like there's a lot of ways you can customize your weapons as well, and it gives you a lot of freedom, I would say, of your playstyle. So, for example, for my assault class, my assault rifle is really powerful, but it has a really short magazine and fast reload. So it allows me to move around a lot more, but also um, like reload fast, deal damage, and that's my own individual playstyle. And I like that the game supports that, and you can customize it however you like. But that, I guess, is going to be everything for Battlefield 6 Open Beta. I will definitely be playing this game again in the future, should it not be ruined by EA. But other than that, I think that will cover everything. I appreciate the support, and I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, bye.